Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Richard Kai Mosca. Today's guest is Charity Woods. Charity helps new investors achieve their maximum potential through one-on-one coaching and mentoring. She has been an active real estate investor since 1999 and is currently a partner or owner of 4 real estate investment firms in Virginia. Charity is also the author of That Flipping Book, an all-inclusive book on investing in all niches of real estate. Her book is currently in production and should be available to the public soon. Charity is still active in real estate investing with 5 flips in progress as we speak and an expansive portfolio of held property. With all that said, welcome to the show, Charity.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Now, to begin, could you tell our audience what led you into mentoring real estate investors? Was it something you always knew you wanted to do, or did you just happen to stumble into it?
I always knew I wanted to be in real estate. Even as a kid, when other kids are drawing like ponies and princesses, not me. I'm drawing houses and I'm designing the inside. So real estate has always been my thing. So it was really an easy transition from doing it myself over the years. Everybody wants to know, what are you doing? How are you doing it? You make it look easy. And I don't know how they thought that because I made a lot of mistakes along the way. But in sharing those mistakes with everyone and in sharing what I learned from those mistakes with everyone, I ended up with a small little following of people who ultimately also became real estate investors, either full-time or just part-time to supplement their portfolios. So recently, I was actually speaking with a friend of mine who a couple of years ago was like, "Why are you doing all this for free? Why don't you just let people pay you for your knowledge?" Makes sense. So he actually referred me to one person who referred me to another and another and another, and that's actually become the primary aspect of my career now versus just the investing, which I've done for so long.
Oh, I see. So now you like to focus on teaching and coaching other investors in the knowledge that you already know. So in other words, you've made all the mistakes and you're going to help prevent them from doing the same. Absolutely.
Absolutely. I really love working one-on-one with new investors or even with seasoned investors who are just trying to branch out into other areas. It's fantastic to me to watch them grow and to watch them develop their techniques and their skills. And also just to, be able to provide that. And then also I do joint venture with them when they need that. So if we work on a deal and you're not ready for it, we can do it together. Don't worry about it.
Oh, that sounds great. Okay, now we just talked. I heard you say that you mentor both new investors and seasoned investors. Yes. When it comes to mentoring and coaching, who would be your perfect client? Would it be the new investor, seasoned, or it really doesn't matter in your opinion?
It really doesn't matter to me. I can work with either one, depending on what you need. And what I do provide for a new investor that a lot of other people aren't providing when you're looking at like these big classes or books or those things is that we are going to start from the beginning. Like we're going to take the very first step together. We're going to look at the legalities. We're going to form your business. We're going to, look at the way that transactions are supposed to transpire. And those are things I think that hold up our new investors. So in working with them, I do find that they're able to succeed more rapidly. But when I work with a seasoned investor, that's nice too, because they already, have a basis and we can jump right in to whatever other aspects of investing they're wanting to look at.
So now, when you do this mentoring, do you have a specific plan in mind, or do you kind of design it around the particular client?
For my new clients, there is a particular plan. It's very, because we want you to start the right way. So you're going to have step 1, this is what you do. Step 2, this is what you do. If you are already an investor and you've been investing for any period of time, so you've already established your LLC, you've already, got your team in place, things like that, then we can move into what do you need specifically? What are you having problems with, or what area have you not explored yet, or have you explored and need some help with? So that's more tailor-made.
That sounds good. Now, I was into investing a few years back myself, and I sure wish I knew you back then, because I made so many rookie mistakes that it was unbelievable.
I believe that. I did that too.
Oh, good. But I didn't have you to help me through it. So now, let me ask you this. With so many real estate investing mentors and coaches to choose from, why should anyone looking to get into real estate investing choose you? In other words, what separates you from all of the other real estate investing mentors and coaches?
Absolutely. Well, first off, again, like I say, a lot of my clients have already gone through other classes and gone through these pricey programs and talked to other mentors and read books. Not many of them start from step one. A lot of them jump in with, techniques and tactics, but not really where you begin. But then also another thing is I've been there where you are. If you are a young person who, is having to work one or two jobs, but you know that this is your future, I've been there. I didn't start out with a big loan from my dad. I didn't start out with, a few $1,000,000 in the bank from a great sports career. I started out poor and hungry. I borrowed the first $100 to open my LLC from a friend. So I know where that is. I know what that feels like to be that, person that it's there. You can see it, but you just can't reach it yet.
Now, I think sometimes when you start off, like you said, poor and hungry, that gives you more drive to succeed. If it's handed to you, sometimes you just don't take advantage of it.
That's true. I agree with you completely. I completely agree. I feel like there was never an option to not make it because I had already put so much into making it. Just a few $100s was a lot to me at that point. So once I'm moving forward, I was like, I'm not going to let that go. I'm not going to fail my time in. It could have been working. It could have been spending it with my family. Instead, I'm going to make this work. So at no point could I turn back. I just didn't let myself.
Oh, excellent. Now, it seems with any level of success, there's always going to be some adversity and hurdles that will pop up. So please discuss. What were some of the major adversities and trials you had to overcome to achieve your goals when you first got into real estate investing?
When I first got into real estate investing, I was 21 years old. And like all 21-year-olds, I knew everything. You couldn't tell me anything. I was my own worst enemy. So I went and made every single mistake I could possibly make. And if it didn't turn into a mistake, I took it for granted. If it did, boy, did I learn. If I had just listened back then, I probably would be in a much different place. I probably wouldn't be coaching other people, but I'd probably be, independently wealthy when I was like 25. But I wasn't. Instead, I went ahead and made those mistakes again and again.
Well, but that's good. At least you didn't give up with those mistakes. Like I was going to say, these roadblocks didn't stop you, and you kept going despite these obstacles. So, again, tell me, why didn't you give up? Is it because of your personality? It's because you just had this drive to succeed, or what was it?
I would say it would be all of those things. It is my personality not to give up. Once I start something, once I decide I'm doing something, that is exactly what I'm doing, period. I will not give up until it's done. Also, a drive to succeed. And then, again, this is just something I feel like I was just born with. A friend of mine actually said to me today, well, you chose this, when we were joking around. She's like, well, you chose this. And I'm like, no, I didn't. It chose me. I didn't choose this at all. It's always just been a part of me. Even when I was little, I would go, we would, go around the neighborhood, and I would be the one. My mom's standing at the door talking to the neighbor, and I'm looking inside to see how their house is decorated. It's just always been in my blood to do this. So I could never quit. And as far as, making mistakes, as far as my mistakes go, I'm actually very appreciative of them because they taught me the right way. And they taught me also that we are always learning and always growing. So that was really something I'm appreciative of now. At the time, not so much.
Yeah, I think sometimes people don't realize that you do need to always be learning, and you always need to be bettering yourself. You're never, ever at the top of your field if you don't continue to build on your success.
Correct. That is absolutely true.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. I'm sure our audience would like to know this. What do you feel is the best way you market yourself as a real estate investing mentor and coach for continual growth? How do you get your name out there?
Well, again, initially, it was really just word of mouth on the local area. Then I actually started to share content for free with my blog. And a lot of people started coming to me at that point, just really asking, how are you doing it? What are you doing? Can you answer a few questions for me? So I really found that through offering free advice, I end up with people who want a little bit more than that. So I'm always very happy to talk to any investors who approach me. I'll get emails, messages through Facebook or Instagram or any other form of social media, comments on the blog. And these usually are how I end up interacting with people, and they ultimately become someone who I'm coaching.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I was on your blog earlier, and I love it. I especially love that picture you have in the front there with the old vintage bicycle and everything. I love that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, could you tell our listeners, what do you think is the biggest misconception or myth that people have about working with a real estate investing mentor or coach? And go into a little more detail and in depth if you could.
Sure. I think people actually have two common misconceptions. They're exactly opposite, but both of them I find equally. The first one is people think that you don't really need a coach or a mentor, that you can just watch reality television on how to flip a house or how to do, home improvements, and suddenly now you're an expert. Unfortunately, that's not accurate. That's like saying, I'm going to watch Judge Judy and I'm going to go be a judge. It just doesn't work like that. You have to have some way, some path to lead you the right way. Education through either books, blogs, and whatever, they're very helpful. But really, it's most helpful to have a coach in place. And this is why, professional sport teams have coaches. They're not telling the guys, just go out there and play football. Get out there and, just make it happen. So that's the first one. And the second one, I think, is that people feel like in having a coach or something, you're never actually going to be successful, that this is just kind of, something, this is, why are you doing this? If real estate is so successful for you, why are you coaching me? And honestly, that's also untrue. Most of the coaches that I know on a personal level have been successful, very successful in real estate. And the reason they decide to start coaching is because you get a whole new, what's the word? You get a whole new appreciation of the business when you watch somebody else that is able to take what you're telling them and grow their business and grow their life and grow their financial freedom.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, now this has been all great information. Now let me ask you, how can someone who needs a real estate mentor find out more about you and how you can help?
Well, I am, like I said, I'm available in all forms of social media. It's Charity Howard Woods on Facebook, which is one that a lot of people reach out to me. My blog, of course, is thatflippinggirl.com, or my business site is thewealthwarriors.com. So you can also find me through there and research business products that way, and find out what type of mentorship programs are offered and things along those lines.
Now, are you currently accepting new members into your program?
I am currently accepting new members, and I'm actually also training a couple of my original clients to be mentors as well. So if I'm not available, the second best thing is. Actually, I think some of them have done better than me. So.
Well, because they learn from the best, that's why. And another thing, I'm curious, how long is this real estate mentoring program? Is it ongoing? Is it a set time?
It really depends on the individual that we're working with. For every aspect, it depends on what niche you want to get into also. So, for example, let's say you want to flip houses. Everybody knows what that is, so let's just go with that. If you want to flip houses, we'll walk you through the process until you flip the house completely, until you have a check in your hand from flipping a house. So we will start with you and we will end with you. And if that takes 3 months, great. If that takes 6 months, great. If that takes a year, great. However long it takes for you to be able to make that a success.
So you're not one of those coaches, mentors that say, here, I'm going to teach you. Here you go out on your own and do it. I taught you everything. Now you can do it. It doesn't work that way, does it?
No, that's not really very effective, I don't think. No, we definitely want to be hands-on. And I want you to be able to get in touch with me. So, provided that it's not 2:00 in the morning and you're having an issue right then, feel free to call me or text me or shoot me an email. I want to answer that. When you're putting in offers the first couple of times, I want to be there helping you write those offers. So I'm going to, write them with you, whether it's in person or, we can Skype over it. We can look at this together and write these offers together.
All right. Charity, this has been a very enlightening interview. And I would like to personally thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to share your real estate investing experiences and knowledge with our listeners.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a lot of fun. I really appreciate it.
Okay, we will also have this interview on our site, businessinnovatorsradio.com, with a link below this interview to Charity's site and any other contact information she may have. But definitely reach out to Charity if you need any assistance at all. Until our next show, have a great day, and I look forward to talking with you soon. This is Richard Kai Mosca.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.